Andrew Tate just lost to Chase Delmore in the most terrible boxing match I have ever seen in my life. I mean, how bad can a boxing match be? We all know Andrew Tate as a decent kickboxer, a former champion, not at the caliber of Alex Pereira or Adesanya, of course, but still a decent level kickboxer. So we all thought he would run through him, and I'm guessing that he thought he would run through him as well. It was an easy picked fight, and yet he did not deliver. Andrew's boxing showed to be not as good as people thought, and of course the age factor plays a big factor in this fight, but still, he let Chase bully him and take him by hugging him and pushing him around because Chase is a bigger fighter than Andrew, of course. I mean, it was a terrible boxing match, especially when Andrew gassed out. It was a hugging battle. Chase throwing whatever came to his mind, and when he hurt Andrew with that uppercut, he kept throwing it over and over and over. It just shows how bad he was when it came to fighting. No setups to his shots, just throwing whatever came to his mind, his chin up in the air. It is really a bad loss for Andrew and a bad look. I mean, say what you want about him, but he was a respected kickboxer and he kind of threw that out of the window, losing to Chase. And at a certain time, he was trying to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul would have turned out to be a terrible idea. Jake Paul would have humiliated him in there. And of course, only Andrew only took this fight to make this organization bigger because he is now the CEO and owns a percentage in the company. So he was planning to make this organization bigger, much bigger, by fighting and winning and perhaps having more fights. Fighting Darren Till, Jake Paul, KSI perhaps. Not really sure. But what I'm sure about is it was his plan to make this organization bigger by fighting in it. It was a close fight, I'm not gonna lie. Andrew easily winning the first and the second round. And after it started to become such a much closer fight, and by Chase hugging most of it, and Andrew was gassing out in there. And to be honest, nobody deserves a win. I mean, after all, it's a boxing match, meaning they should be boxing and it was a hugging battle. So how can you judge a fight by that? I mean, judging who is a better boxer by hugging more than boxing, it was poison into the eyes, literally poison into the eyes. I mean, Bilal Muhammad is a better hugger than these guys. I would rather watch Bilal hugging in a UFC fight than this fight. What a terrible fight to be watching. And Andrew Tate can no longer be saying that I am a kickboxing world champion. And I am a legit fighter. No matter how many kickboxing matches you had and how many kickboxing matches you won and how many belts you won, you can no longer call yourself a legit fighter after losing to Chase. My God, man, Tate went down bad in this one. I mean, really, imagine if he fought Darren Till or Jake Paul. He really would have got knocked out badly in those fights. And I think Andrew should not be fighting again, especially in boxing. He wasn't made for boxing, and this fight proves it. Even not looking at Chase in particular as his opponent, Andrew's counters are bad. He swings his shots terribly, and he also pulls his head back as a defensive move, and it's a bad habit. And we saw him doing it in sparring matches before, so it's definitely a habit, and he cannot take it off in 40 years old. And his gas tank is so bad, he cannot fight again with that gas tank. My advice for Andrew Tate, or if I was Andrew Tate, it would be to retire and to not consider fighting again, ever again. Uh, yeah, it is what it is. He made a terrible decision by coming back and fighting again, especially against Chase. I mean, if he lost against Darren Till, it would have been respected, but Chase, not that much. He went down bad. But yeah, terrible fight to watch. Definitely not going to watch this fight ever again in my life. So let me know, guys, what you think about this news fit down in the comments down below.